All right, let's talk about it. Today was a pretty good day for football. The wild card games were pretty interesting and pretty exciting for me. Um, Chiefs didn't handle their business, and the Falcons did, of course, winning this game 26-13. Uh, I want to do a little recap about it. I'm gonna tell you where I think the game was lost at for the Rams, and where the Falcons executed. What I just think of the playoffs in general, man, and what these games are like compared to the regular season games. First of all, I'm going to throw out some stats. Matt Ryan played a solid game, 21 for 30, 218 yards, 1 TD. Nothing special, but he managed the game well. No turnovers for Matt Ryan. Freeman and Coleman, they didn't really have much success on the ground. They did there was a few good runs, but for the most part, they averaged 3.3 yards a carry together. I think Freeman had one explosive run throughout that game, and everything else was locked up. Julio, their main receiver, caught 9 to 10 targets, 94 yards on a TD. And this is what I like that the Falcons did, man. They stuck to the run. And I'm going to say you got in the playoffs, you have to stick to the run. You don't need to pick up huge chunks, but you just need to you need to be averaging at least 3 yards. Keep the chains, keep yourself in short yards distance, just so it's easier to pick up first downs. That's what I'm saying, man. You put it like you put the Chiefs needed to watch the Falcons game today, honestly, because the Falcons continue to run the ball. I think Devonta Freeman had about 16 carries. Maybe it might have been more, and I think Coleman had about 11 or 12, and then even Julio had a carry. Um, oh, excuse me, I'm looking at it now. Devonta Freeman had 18 carries, and Tevin Coleman had 14. So you do the math. That's a bunch of carries. Um, They stuck to the run. Freeman had a touchdown, but the where the game was lost was on special teams, and I think the Rams felt the pressure, man. Farrell Cooper had a bad game. I forgot the other guy's name that lost the fumble. He muffed the punt. I think his name was like Countess or something like that. If I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I've never heard of this guy before, so and I've actually watched one or two Rams games, so I must have not been paying attention much. But special teams is where this game was lost. They muffed the punt. And that led to that led to three, I think, the first time, and then the second time around, Farrell Cooper fumbled. I might have them in the wrong order, but then the second time around they scored a touchdown. So that's 10 points off of turnovers. They gave the Falcons the ball inside their 40 twice. The first time it was at the 17-yard line. The second time at the 32. So you can't give an offense that has Matt Ryan, even though I think he's a little bit overrated, and Julio Jones. You can't give them field position like that. And they have an excellent kicker, Matt Bryan, who's been great, the franchise all time leading scorer. So you can't give these guys points off of your turnovers, man. You can't give them great field position like that. Farrell Cooper bad game, Countess bad game. Um, Todd Gurley though, he had success on the run. Now, if you look at the stats and you don't really pay attention to the game, you'll think, why didn't the Rams just keep giving the ball to Todd Gurley? Todd Gurley, for the most part, he had a lot of runs that were stuffed on first downs, and then he had a few good runs where he actually broke free. But the main point was, a lot of the times where he got the ball, they were behind the sticks. Like there was a few times he got stuff. Maybe it'll be like 2nd and 10. He'll lose yards. Maybe it'll be like 2nd and 13 or something like that. And they feel like they have to pass the ball two straight down. So he did break off about two or three good runs, but besides that, that run game was locked up, and the Falcons dominated time of possession. Man, let's look at it. They had the ball for 37 of the 60 minutes, so 37.33. And the only reason why the Rams even had the time that they had was because they had to fight. The Rams called a few timeouts to stop the Falcons. Get the ball back and stuff like that. And then they had to try to score. They were using a bunch of clock to try to get some late scores to keep the game within reach. So that's the only reason why it's even that close. But the Falcons dominated the time of possession. Both teams, honestly, they didn't have much success on third down. That's why I say the difference maker was that those two mistakes on special teams where they fumbled and had a muff punt. Um, what I was gonna get into right now. Damn, I just lost my train of thought. But since I lost my train of thought, hopefully I get back to it. Jared Goff, 24 45, 261 touchdown. That's not great at all. He missed a few throws. He did have some night. He did throw some beautiful balls. I like the Cooper Cup touchdown was a nice ball. The streak on from the slap from Robert Woods. I think it was a post route. I can't remember. Right before halftime, that was a beautiful throw. He had another beautiful throw to Robert Woods on the sideline in front of Desmond Trufant. That was great coverage as well. Just a perfect ball. But besides that, he was kind of inconsistent. Falcons did get a little pressure on him throughout the game, but they only had 3 sacks. Um, Jared Goff, he did like if you look at that game, he threw a lot of passes a little too early. Like there was a few times, especially before halftime, and when they were behind trying to get some hurry up offense going, he will throw the ball to Todd Gurley right away out the backfield. Didn't really want to observe the defense. He just got it out of his hand way too quick. I don't know if that was by design, just because you want to get Gurley the ball, or if he was just feeling a little pressure in the pocket. So, um, he did have a few mistakes there. He didn't have any turnovers, so I don't want to kill him completely. This is his first playoffs. He's only a second year player, so the Falcons was experienced. You could see it in this game. They took care of the ball. They forced 2 turnovers. Also, what I wanted to get at was the Falcons kind of got away with one. Deion Jones, he held the hell out of Sammy Watkins on a fourth down conversion that the Falcons really needed in the end zone. Wasn't called. That pretty much sealed the game. But what I really want to talk about now is the playoff pressure, man. I think that's really a real thing. So a lot of people think regular season game and a playoff game, there's no difference in the two. The same pressure you will feel in the regular season game as the pressure you feel in the playoff game. That's easy to say, but when you see the mistakes that teams make during the playoffs, crucial play, like easy plays where they just like it just falls apart. Like I seen in the KC game, Tyreek Hill dropped 3 passes, open passes. The first one was a beautiful throw. It was on the sideline, so maybe he lost his concentration a little bit. But I still can't give you a specific drop. I don't want to talk too much about the Chiefs, but I'm just saying we see a lot of pressure, and I think that's what happened with the Rams on special teams, and that's what happened with Jerry Goff in the pocket. Like the playoff pressure is something different. Everything's magnetized. Every single mistake is won't be minimized. So you gotta play because this is a 1 game elimination. I think a lot of these guys felt that pressure today. Uh, we even seen on the Robert Woods catch that he caught on the sideline. This dude bobbled it. It was an easy throw and catch, but he bobbled it for some reason. I think that was a little playoff um jitters, man, because he did ball out, but I'm just saying those I'm just using that as one of the examples for why I feel that way. But the playoffs is the real thing. Sean McVay, I'm a little bit disappointed in him. I thought I see a few trick plays or a few really creative play calls, but I didn't see much out of him today. He's been pretty. The Rams they came into this game with the highest scoring offense in the NFL. And they put up 13 at home. That's pretty disappointing. I know it's their first playoff game, so maybe they'll be back there next year. They still got a lot of salary cap to go out and get some good players, and I think they don't have to pay Aaron Donald till after next season. So, um, got a lot of cap space to handle your business and be there next year. Hopefully they take care of business. They learn from this, and they ball out. But the playoff jitters, is a real thing, man. I've seen these guys fall under pressure. Matt Ryan and the Falcons, they stay calm, poised, then turn the ball over and handle business. So that's how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you believe in the playoff pressure? Do you think there's a difference between regular season pressure and playoff pressure? Leave the comments below. Like, subscribe, comment. Appreciate all the love and the feedback. And I'm out. Peace.